Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome to the Solitaire Conspiracy. This is a little bit of a change in pace in regards to, well, obviously, any game that I played on this channel, as it is not solitaire. But this is actually a game that I've already played through, despite the fact that it is actually pretty recent. I played it on the Switch while traveling, and it is really good. So good that I would like to play it again, so here I am. Let us begin and meet our main character, I believe. Now, I believe that this is called... I didn't realize this was called a Bithell Short. I believe this was made by Mike Bithell's company and Bithell himself during a short period of time in between games. It has more depth to its gameplay necessarily than to its structure, but it does interesting things for Solitaire. And as a fan of Solitaire itself, the specific things it does I find particularly interesting, especially in regards to removing aspects of luck from the game. There's a version of Solitaire that just came out on Apple Arcade that has a story mode, and in its story mode it promises that each deck can be beaten. Because that's the issue with Solitaire, is depending on the randomness of the cards, you might find yourself stuck. And even on these decks that the game promises can be beaten, I have found myself at dead ends.
Hey, how's your head? Okay, first off, I apologize. This isn't exactly protocol, but then again, what is right now, huh? You know? No, you don't. I'm sorry, you know nothing. This is all new to you. Okay. Have you ever seen a spy movie?
Sure. Is that it?
Safe house, not far from your home. And once again, I'm very sorry I brought you here. Under different circumstances, there'd be a more formal invite, fewer black helicopters, we might get a beer, you know? But I mean,
we can still get the beer,
yeah, silent treatment, I get that. That makes sense, I deserve that. Let me be as frank as possible. You're here because we need your help. I work for Protego, all right? We're an independent spy network, multiple agencies working together. We salute no flag, we discriminate against no applicant. Our only mission, our sole mission is to protect the innocent. We're the good guys, okay? We're the good guys. I'm an operator, Jim Ratio, Alpha Division. I coordinate agents in the field.
Ratio of the Ratio family.
There's this guy, a dangerous man, right? He calls himself Solitaire. He disrupted our network, revoked my coordination rights to my team. My agents are in the field completely alone, blind. They do not know what's going on, and we don't know what Solitaire is up to, but we know it can't be good. But I have a workaround, all right? I pulled your name from a list of candidates. I don't know how you got there, but someone way higher up than me thinks you have something special. I brought you here because the system has no limits on new applicants. You can't write missions, but you can take them. If you can get to level 15 ranking, and I bet you can, then you can fix all of this. You'll earn that ranking by successfully completing missions using the Cyber Augmented Recon and Defense System. It's an abstract interface, but it'll help you get your spy crews in order. At level 1, you can only command a single crew, the Mantis Group, and whew, they are messy, but they get the job done. As you progress, you'll unlock more crews, you'll take on bigger missions, you'll keep on going and leveling up and hopefully get us out of this. Good luck, Spymaster. I'll be with you every step of the way. Oh, and again, sorry about your head.
I need my head for later. I like the pixelization around him, even though, it's hard to imagine what sort of technology would require, only part of it to actually appear correctly, and then the rest pixelized. I feel as though, the whole theming of the names kind of threw me off at the beginning. Having a villain named Solitaire sounds like very cheesy Bond stuff. like old Bond era stuff, and then having you use the cards, the cyber something 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 something, it's already gone. It definitely is very camp. What this game kind of reminds me of in its presentation versus gameplay is the movie Sucker Punch. In the movie Sucker Punch, there are really big action scenes, but the really big action scenes are all kind of going on in the character's head. What the character is actually doing is dancing, and the action scene kind of covers up the dancing, which is also in that character's head. It tries to be a complicated movie. In this case, this is a spy movie. You're doing spy movie things, but you never see the spy movie things. Those are all beneath the solitaire level, which is like the main reason for my comparison. Like, you never really see the dance in Sucker Punch, you only see the action scenes. In this case, you never see the action scenes, you only see the solitaire. But let's get started. In The Storm Before the Calm. Huh. Neat. Solitaire is a recon location high in the Alps, disguised as a weather station. Deploy Mantis for intel. The mountain climb to Solitaire's recon base, codename Perfect Storm, is cold, steep, and deadly. Fortunately, Mantis deals with deadly every day. If the elements weren't bad enough, then the hired thugs waiting inside, smug and warm, present a more direct challenge. Use cards to direct Mantis into position and lead the charge. Once inside, very little expert knowledge should be required. Low-tier intel like this is most likely sitting around on a conveniently found memory stick. Hell, someone's probably recorded a handy audio log or 3. You've got this, candidate. So this is going to be fairly simple because we've only got one one set of cards. And also the tutorial is fighting us. But one of the things this game does to make Solitaire simpler is you can take any card, drag it to any number that's higher than it, regardless of distance. Let's send in the ace, and now we can actually, and the using of the ace card of any suit enables that suit's ability, or in this case, crew. This card has the ability to explode the stacks that it gets placed on. So let us place it there, and now it's popped the 2 over there, the 6 over there. We're going to move that over there. Now, the second thing it does in regards to making Solitaire less about luck and more about skill, I'm going to talk about the next turn. Effortless would undermine how impressive Mantis are in the field, but it's fair to say that this went more smoothly than expected. Once we have analysts again, this data will be a treasure trove. You have unlocked a new crew, which should introduce a little more complexity to the proceedings. Blood Legacy, named for Colonel Blood, the legendary gentleman thief. Blood Legacy is a team of well-funded hobbyists. Aristocrats with deep pockets who like to play spy games.
Congratulations. Wasn't kidding about the Mantis group, right? I certainly wouldn't want to argue with them, because let me tell you, I tried once and it did not work out well. Blood Legacy, they're the old guard, right? They were here long before any of us were, and they seem pretty intent on outliving anyone who has the audacity to turn up later. They have the kind of wealth and power you can only be born into. No, I get that. I'm the same way. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. But like the Mantis folks, they have their uses. You'll have to access bigger jobs now, take them, and keep Solitaire on the ropes. It's simple arithmetic. Hey, be careful with Blood Legacy. Don't trust anything in our world that existed before you woke up. Really, any power that's been around that long, by definition, it's going to be corrupt. Watch your back.
All right. let us carry on to Rio de Janeiro. Caution at the auction. Stop Solitaire's associates from obtaining some desirable items at an arms auction in Rio. By the way, there's two ways to play the game. You can play it without having a set term limit or with a set term limit. I figure for the intent of this Let's Play, it'll be easier to do it without the term limit. That way I don't find myself in situations where I have to somehow figure out how to restart sections and cut to places. It would be more complicated than I want it to be. Also, I'm lazy. Although Blood Legacy insists it's unnecessary, Mantis will act as bodyguards during this mission at the Underworld's premier annual arms auction. We're here to stop Solitaire, with little interest in the consequences for the world's criminal fraternity. Blood Legacy will use an account scrambler to bid on various items we know Solitaire's associates are there to obtain. The beauty of the scrambler is that it'll tie our bids to Solitaire's associate accounts. We get the item, they foot the bill. So Blood Legacy, what they do is they sort any stack, lowest card at the bottom, highest card at the top. So like if you have like a king towards the bottom, it shifts everything that way, which seems like it would be a problem, but actually it does present interesting strategies. Oh, one more thing, multiple crews. Crew has no impact on stack reordering. You can place a card on any higher number from any crew. For example, that 7, absolutely move it to that queen below. Alright, now the second thing I feel this game does to really kind of remove the luck element out of Solitaire is you can see all of the cards face up. One of the trickiest things about just regular Solitaire is you might find yourself with an opening where you can move a card from like 2 separate stacks. And like you don't really know which one you're going to move first. Trying to talk while concentrating on Solitaire is actually a little bit harder than I was expecting. It's hard to tell which one you should move first, which one would provide that better opening, which one would access more of the cards that you are looking for. Now you can just look at the cards and know, okay, the ace is under this stack, the 2 is under that stack. There's only one word to describe performance during that mission: elegant. All arms obtained at the auction are currently on their way to Black Site for storage, although presumably some will go missing into Mantis Armory.
Wow, nice, you're doing it. You're figuring out how to play to the strengths of the different crews. It takes so many people so long to do that. All right, it's time.
Actually, I didn't do anything with the crews.
Like I said, my whole team is locked out from crew commands thanks to Solitaire's attack, which means that right now you are the only Spymaster guiding Protego crews. And don't get me wrong, you're doing great. Real proud of you. That thing with the thing in the place, it was awesome. I've never seen Mantis and Blood Legacy work together so well. But Solitaire, all right? Solitaire will seize any opportunity he sees, and we need to be able to confront him on all vectors.
He will seize any opportunity he sees. Very nice.
You can assign control to whoever you want, and we can get Alpha Division back to work. It's the only way past the failsafe. And on the way there, you're going to gain access to more crews, and more crews, and more crews, and keep growing. Eyes on the prize, candidate. Let's take back the net.
And yeah, there's a little bit of tongue-in-cheek in the dialogue, especially like the idea with oh, it was great when Mantis did the thing in the place, because all of the spy stuff is hidden below the Solitaire. Shall we go to Australia or Austria? Interesting choices. What will gain us the most XP? Let's see, that one gives me... Let's actually do this in the limited amount of turns. See how well this... At the very least, earlier on, with fewer crews, it's a little bit easier to deal with. A small group of Austrians have consolidated narcotics distribution in the region, but we're not here for them. Contact records show crossover between their banker and Solitaire's European finance operations. We just don't know what the banker looks like. Mantis will attend the party with Blood Legacy on hand to coach them in the fine art of talking nonsense to the wealthy. Over the course of the evening's events, we'll find this banker. Alright. So we got an ace. Up our sleeve. Got another ace. Now, we can use the Queen of Blood Legacy to sort out these cards. So we're going to move that there, and we're going to sort that. Now we can move that. Now all the highest cards are at the top, lowest are at the bottom, which is fine, because then we could resort things from top to bottom into another stack. Do we have a 3 of whatever that is? I don't need to explode anything. That becomes the trickier part. I'd like to get that 3, but I don't need to explode anything. So let us move this 4, 5. I'm probably already screwing up by this point. Actually, no, wait. I can get rid of that. That. So I almost screwed it up. Like, I was one turn away from doing that. That's fine. That's the main reason why I'm sticking mostly to Classic, because of how close it sometimes gets. We have identified the banker. We have already started downloading their passport records from government systems and will cross-reference with Solitaire operations. Our understanding of Solitaire's financial system has experienced a great deal of inflation.
Good job. I never really gave you a choice, did I?
Not
That's your
really.
exit. You want to leave, you want to walk away, you want to go back to a normal life, that's okay. But if you stay, know that I've got your back. You're level 4 now, which means you can command Drive Team 6.
Drive Team 6 is one of the crews that are obviously good.
Dismantling Solitaire's plans and leveling up, but if not, I'm sure they'll drive you home too. Remember what I said about trust. Make up your own mind. Once you get to the next level, you're going to have access to 4 crews, which means you can really start to dent Solitaire's operation. Kind of our only hope on this one.
So yeah, let's see. Oh, then we can also do a recruitment mission, which we will in order to recruit more crews to our side. But yeah, Drive Team 6 is very obviously, like, you put them on any suit, and they'll send the very next card you need, regardless of what it is, where it is, to the center part of the... I don't remember what it's called. But now we have another character.
Hello. You don't know me, but I know you. When I heard you'd been scooped up, I didn't believe it. I said to my guy, I said, no one would dare. They don't know who you are, do they? Nice. Your secret's safe with me.
Who am I?
I'm calling you because I need a favor. I've been watching you. Not in a creepy way, but I've seen what you've been doing. The ripples, at least. You're making change. Change is good. You seem to be on the side of the angels. And I've got some angels who need your help. I don't know how up on English politics you are, but about 15 years ago, a kid called Rob Loxley made some changes of his own. He taught the nation how to steal from those who'd stolen his country. What he started in a little room in Nottingham ended with the downfall of Gisborne himself. A dictatorship destroyed by a teenager with an audience. I was just a teenager myself, and Rob showed me something. I saw my calling. I saw a cause I could believe in, and I joined his crew. We called ourselves the Merry, and we were magnificent. We took down Gisborne, and for a little while we were heroes. But no man ever achieved anything alone, and that's especially true of bad men. Behind Gisborne stood the invisible ghosts, those whose power hid them from our little revolution, and those men came in the night, daggers drawn. I'm the only one left, the only one not dead or locked up. And my power doesn't extend much further than making optimistic calls to people like you. Loxley's alive, along with Scathlock and Joe. They're being held in Black Tower, a high-security prison outside of Manchester. To get in, we'll need to do research, get details, access codes. I plan to mount a prison break. I know you have the people to put this together.
This is true. I do, in fact, have the crews.
Sort of begging you to be honest. Spymaster, can you help me restart this revolution?
Sure, why not? The Burdened, who now control England, had plausible deniability during the reign and fall of Gisborne, just enough wiggle room to avoid the revolution and the prosecutions that followed. The architect was undoubtedly not one of those people. Fleeing to Africa, he would have stayed hidden had his signature approach to design not started cropping up again. The current government may have erased Black Tower's blueprints, but the architect is a living backup copy. Get to him. Alright, so yeah, DT Drive Team 6, they extract cards. Very useful. So you could you can use Blood Legacy cards to reveal Drive Team 6 cards in order to then pull cards from the stack. So yeah, they also kind of make useful combinations as well. Like that ace all the way at the bottom there. Not very convenient. Let's move that. Which one is... that is Drive Team. Highly unfortunate that they're underneath there. But we will... deal with it by... What on earth was I just doing? Actually, I could just move that one. Where is the 2 for this crew? It's right there. Not exactly very well hidden. I want to use the Drive Team specifically to find cards that are harder to get. Like, I can use this on... and then suddenly now the 3 has been revealed and the Drive Team card is down at the bottom. But once I use the card, it becomes expended. So essentially I get 3 Drive Team cards to spend on that. So there's another 2 over there. We're going to grab that. And there's a 3 that's relatively hard to get. So we're going to use our last Drive Team card in order to get that and put it in play. And I think we are actually set for this particular job. Also, I think this is my favorite song of the game. The architect is redrafting full blueprints of Black Tower, under the condition we release him upon completion. Blood Legacy have volunteered to take care of his release. There may be history there. Alright. Do we have time for one more game of Solitaire? We have time for one more game of Solitaire. But we'd like it to count for a little bit more Let's go for this one. It used Blood Legacy and Drive Team 6. The Slick and the Spurious. Cairo Street Racing is powered by high-stakes hot cars and a whole lot of international intrigue. Solitaire rewards many of his agents with beautiful cars. Cars we've noted are coming from underground street racing around Cairo. Solitaire uses Cairo to farm elite vehicles, with racers in his employ racing for slips, taking the cars of their opponents and shipping them worldwide. Blood Legacy has collected some of the most exquisite vehicles ever produced. DT6 are some of the finest racers and engineers in intelligence. By pulling that technology and expertise, we may be able to make an embarrassing dent in Solitaire's flow of luxury to his staff. Also, this sounds like the plot of the Fast and Furious movie that they never made. Or the Fast and Furious-esque. We only got 2 suits to deal with here, so it's not exactly that problematic. And also, we don't have a card limit, makes it a little bit simpler, but that is A-okay in my book. There's nothing wrong with a relaxing game of solitaire. Alright, I think we should have time for one more game. Solitaire's crew played for slips and lost their rides. Looks like his associates across the globe won't be getting new cars this year. Pity. So we don't necessarily need this next one to be particularly difficult in order to level up. So let's go with water everywhere, not a drop to drink. The west coast of the United States is about to be poisoned, and we need to let it happen? Solitaire wasn't going to let us keep attacking his infrastructure without escalation. In this case, a show of influence. We know the United States West Coast reservoir is about to be poisoned, and to expose Solitaire's agents, the only option is to lay in wait while the plan is enacted. The good news is there's only one viable compound for the job, making a reactive strategy possible. After the incident, Mantis will track and apprehend Solitaire's agent as DT6 manages the fallout. Okay, that's unexpected. The idea that we're actually expecting Solitaire to win, but then I guess like that plays into a bit of like the spy movie tendencies. Is there's a lot of spy movies where it's like we need to actually wait until the bad guy gets their hands on the device or what have you before we can actually expose them. And all right. DT6 managed to create a closed loop, breaking down the compound as it recycled through the reservoir's treatment plant. The populace was without water for a few hours, but the alternative would have been far worse. The agent is now in our custody. That is a vivid theme. Incognito is the new group. What did Incognito do? I think they just shuffle the stack. A mysterious group that grew out of the hacker networks of the early 21st century. Incognito Limited focus on disguise and manipulation. No records exist for their members.
You're still here. Good. Don't worry, the door stays open, but I'm excited that we get to keep working together, buddy. I'm Jim Ratio, by the way, and I think I said that earlier, but we rushed past it. And now it's gotten to that point where it feels awkward to be getting to know each other, but let's just push past the weirdness together and get back to it. Okay, new crew time. Incognito, masters of disguise. Nobody knows what they look like or how their impersonation tech works. They're kinda unknowable, really. I think that's kinda awesome. That's how they like it. They're a little awkward at parties about it, though. Yeah, I honestly don't know how they managed to confuse the cards either, but they like their secrecy. Right, 4 crews available now. That means you can take on some full-size jobs, and the road gets a little tougher now, but please, stick to it. We have to hit level 15 and get Alpha Division back online.
Alright, I think this is where I'm going to be stopping for now. Got any suggestions for something to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.